Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at AVAX, double check a few key factors. We're now in this $20 mark again. Big surprise, we rejected off the local resistance, previous support level there at about 2175, 2180. And at this point, there's no end in sight as to how low it could go. However, a lot of this hinges on Bitcoin and how far down it wants to go. It's still discovering its first leg down here effectively, and we're going to find out soon if we're going to bounce off that local point of control, previous resistance, turn support at 55K. All those things are factoring in here. So just be mindful that this is not AVAX's fault entirely, even though it is, quote unquote, a coin that's performed extremely poor. It's still not, the end of the world, right? So again, keep that in mind. So we're going to look at some new fib levels here, see how much further it could retrace. My money is $18 to $19 range, just because there's that golden pocket and or local point of control there. It makes a lot of sense. So let's take a look at liquidation first and see what's up. If you're new to the channel, just say thank you so much for watching. Hope you can learn something today. If you've been watching for a while, thank you even more for always hitting that like button and commenting below if you get a chance. Love to hear about that. Future reference, we did secure some nice solid profits here from Bitcoin short from yesterday there, about 20% so far, because it is essentially pulling back with its rising wedge pattern. Okay, so again, definitely something to be mindful of here. So let's take a look here at AVAX and just recognize kind of where we're at here first. So liquidation levels, let's talk about that before we get started. When we can kind of see there's that $19 mark, there's a heavy concentration of liquidation right there at that key level point of control. Okay, now keep in mind, this is the effect, not the cause. Liquidation occur at specific key levels of support. It's not the other way around. So please understand that. And the reason why it's relevant is because, if you know where liquidation levels are at, you're generally going to understand where support and resistances are too. They're usually fairly synonymous. So we have a heavy concentration at $23 above the price, but for the most part, a decent solid chunk there at about $19, even as a close approximate to the downside. So that would be a good solid consideration for entry right there. I'll just go ahead and loosely set an alert there just so I can kind of double check and see what's going on with AVAX once it hits that level. I'm not going to blindly jump into a long position based on that. I mean, AVAX is not a coin you want to take a long position with, as you can kind of tell. It's been pretty poor. We had this little fake out here before the price just tumbled down. Got a lot of people thinking that we're going to go to the moon. At least that's what the moon boy said, when I've been kind of recommending caution the entire way. All right, so let's take a look here at the SMAs. Recognize we're below all four. Most coins are the same here. There's nothing really abnormal there. Also close to 30 in the RSI. Hypothetically, we see a bounce here soon, but we've kind of already probably saw it. Okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more of a pullback, just because Bitcoin does make sense at 55 to 54K, that local point of control where the price action could pivot and bounce off of. And if that happens, then of course AVAX might follow suit. I wouldn't say AVAX is underperforming, it's just not doing well. I mean, I guess it's doing about par for most coins right now, but it's pulling back a lot harder than the other ones are too. So just to give you perspective here, this is it's not great, but it's not terrible. I guess that makes sense. All right, we're above and below the 20-day SMA. That kind of just lets us know that we're breaking bearish now again once more. We got rejected pretty solidly off of this 45 to 50 range on the RSI. Common characteristic for bearish trends. We can also see stochastic pulling down and money flow index on the rise. People are like, what the heck? Why is MFI shooting up right now? Well, the main reason why is because 14 or 15 candles ago, basically this is a 14 candle lag, we can see we had a substantial drop. That has dropped off of the radar here, and essentially it looks like we have more volume flowing in because it doesn't add that massive outflow. So the MFI is a little off right now on charts, by the way, folks. I wouldn't trust it too much. We can see MACD also diverging, not really in a great position there. And then, of course, we look at the hourly. We can kind of confirm that we're traveling within the cloud. This is generally construed as a no-buy zone. We break down to this 0.618 fib level. That's considered more so a shorting opportunity. But it does seem weird to want to short into a key support range. So I wouldn't recommend it, but just know when you're below the cloud, that's mostly what you're looking for as far as confirmation. Lagging span's confirming, and so is the conversion line that we are breaking bearish. Okay, so again, if you're going to trade anything, the lagging span seems to be the most consistent. With that being free and clear, you're going to be statistically more likely to find success to the downside than the upside right now. Okay, that's just kind of the natural way of things. So try not to be upset with that. Also, don't be upset with the messenger. I'm really just telling you what the charts are here. We do get the occasional troll that will give me a good stern talking to as far as how ridiculous my analysis is. And well, while it may be ridiculous, that's the market we're in right now, folks. I'm not being crazy in my personal opinion and telling you that the price is going to go to the moon. So there's that. I also don't think it's going to go to the ground either. I just think that we're going to be somewhat, in a range for a while with the rest of the market. Bitcoin has this false little positive up to its key level resistance. It's pulling back now. It makes perfect sense. And if you're not familiar with my Bitcoin analysis, it's performing perfectly. In fact, we have nice solid profits here again, 20% from that short that is soon to hit our second profit target here shortly. Again, just based on key patterns, but also specific descending trends and overextension, plus a macro resistance range. So those are all things that I highlight, by the way, future reference in our Discord. So my trade alerts channel here, make sure you tune into this, enable notifications. In other words, you can go here to my coin calls and pick the coins that you want to be notified on, and you can get notified there whenever I send out a signal here. These are more so trade alerts that become signals. So this is basically just telling you what I'm looking for in a trade before I take it. Okay. So again, I've found that to be very beneficial for the community, so I will continue, and I appreciate awesome feedback and the wonderful support. Thanks again to all of you who've been watching me for a long time, short while. It maybe today is the first day you discovered me. I appreciate the support nonetheless, and just thank you for being awesome parts of my life. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.